where the rule of law, they say, exists for the purpose of entrenching justice. In a significant step towards protection of citizens' rights, a Benin High Court has nullified the revocation of the Certificate of Occupancy of parcels of land at Amagba village in Oredo local government area of Edo State, belonging to Pastor Osagie Ize-Iyamu by the state government. Justice Peter Akhihiero, who delivered the judgment, noted that the state governor, Attorney General and the State Geographic Information Service committed an act of trespass on the land since the 7th of July 2021. Now, the judge also awarded the sum of 5 million naira as general damages to the claimant. All right, Vicky, let's start this conversation here. The court nullifying the Edo State government's revocation of Pastor Ize-Iyamu's land. Now, justice has finally gone in favor of Pastor Iyamu, right?
I am happy for him. One of the reasons Obaseki's candidate lost this election, or let me even say Obaseki lost the election, because when they are talking about this election, many people don't even know the name of the man that he designed to supplant him. Many people don't even know Igolalo's name. As far as they are concerned, is Obaseki on the ballot. And along the airport road and some other parts of the state, he used the instrumentality of government to take people's land, and some of them were hissing and cursing. And they were just waiting. They were just waiting to exact their revenge.
You know, through the ballots.
Yes. Yes. I'm not saying the election was perfect. I'll be the last person to say that. Perfect election in Nigeria. I'm not going to say that the election was perfect. But the people, at the end of the day, it was the person the people wanted to win that won. And it shows. You see videos of women jubilating, you know, in the marketplace, that this person has prevailed over the candidate of a man who was taking people's land. Because this is not the only case. There are other cases. In fact, it was among the list of Obaseki's sins that he used the powers of government to relieve people of their lands. And in this case,
the court has actually
ruled that the revocation did not comply with the provision of the Land Use Act. It also said that the revocation breached Section 28 of the Land Use Act, Cap L5 laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, cost was also awarded, the cost of 5 million as general damages against the state government.
Against the state government. Okay.
The truth is, nobody stays in power forever.
Sure.
People come into office, they come into power in Nigeria, acting like nothing is going to stop them from being in power for a lifetime. I just look at them. Was it not the former governor of Oyo State, Olunloyo, who went to an event? I said, I'm seeing X this, X that. He was referring to people who had held positions. So I'm seeing X this, X that here. You know? No matter what, you will leave power. But for what will the people remember
you for?
This is what our leaders must always bear in mind. What are you going to be remembered for? For unleashing scorpions on the people? The biblical scorpions.
Okay.
Remember?
Rehoboam.
Yes. So are you going to remember unleashing scorpions on our people? I mean, let our leaders, let them use their heads. It's not, you must not be acting like you are going to be in office for 2 lifetimes. No. Even if that is your wish, you are not going to have your wish.
Sure.
There is no man in the world who gets his wish all the time. Yes. When a child is crying because he's been denied candy, you should tell the child that, little boy, you can't always have your way.
Sure.
There are times when you won't have your way. So, Osagie, in this case, Justice Peter Akhihiero nullified the revocation the same way the impeachment of Philip Shaibu was also nullified.
Sure.
Because the court ruled that they did not follow
due process.
I wish that our judiciary had been very, very fair from the beginning. Otherwise, what Osagie did to deny about 18 lawmakers
back then
the opportunity to represent their people should not have stood. It should not have stood because it was barbaric. But you got away with it. And when you get away with such things, other governors too would want to start seeing themselves as a King Kong. You know? The way some pastors see themselves more or less like God. Meanwhile, God with the small letter G. We will never use the big letter G for them. No matter what they think of themselves.
All right. Emeka, let me come to you. Justice has finally come in the way of Pastor Ize-Iyamu. What are your thoughts on this one? Are you going to toe the line of BK?
You know, of course. You see, land has become a very big commodity, a big issue in Edo State, in Benin particularly. You know, it's big business, you know, and there is this impression that many communities have sold off all their lands. So some are now looking for how, wait a minute, how do we get back this and all that? And that's what happened in this case. Because the very man whose land was taken away by the governor, actually is recorded as having brought light to that community, to Amagba community.
Okay, brought light.
Light, yes. Okay. There's somebody, you know, the lawyer of, you know, somebody, you know, a contractor, actually wrote an article that, you know, that somebody was given a contract to run, you know, to use his funds, to use his own funds to run electricity from Benin to Amagba. But along the line, you know, he got to somewhere and stopped because, you know, he needed more funds. Now I wrote, pay me this money. The government didn't pay the man until the man died. The man passed on. And then Ize-Iyamu, by then he had not got the hand. He now came in, got his 18 hectares, and then continued, you know, use his contacts to get the contract to complete it. But the man who started it, I think the man, you know, if he has not been paid, he should, even though it's late, his family should be paid the money for the sake of justice. Then, two, you see, this idea, you know, some people actually warned Osagie against this thing, that it was just political vendetta, because this man ran against you twice. It was unnecessary political vendetta against Ize-Iyamu. You defeated him. So why were you defeated in 2020? Why were you now running after him again? You know, because the people in the community who actually praised him, thank you for bringing light to us and all of that, suddenly now turned around against him. And that is what some states are actually battling. That's why you see some states have passed anti-land grabbing laws, you know, because you sell land to somebody. You know, in the past it was somebody who sell one, you know, parcel of land to like 3-5 people. Now, after selling, some people will just suddenly come and start disturbing the workers. They said that the land, that the man was just, you know, he left it, he abandoned it. That, but the man was using it as a farm, and that thieves are there and all of that. But when the man was bringing light to your community, you didn't know that that place couldn't be used for a farm.
Exactly. All right, let's move straight to